Morning ladies, hope you're all well today. Lovely to see you. It's nearly the end of the week already. How is that even happening? Lots going on for me at the moment, and lots sort of going on behind the scenes of new programs and things like that, which I'm really excited about. Thank you for those who've kind of clicked on the links and shown some interest in some of the things that I'm running. But today I want to talk to you about life laundry. So, are you the kind of person who makes New Year's resolutions? I'm not. I don't like New Year's resolutions simply because I think that there are lots of points throughout the year that you can reinvent and recreate yourself. And I do think that if I start anything new on the 1st of January, I'm kind of doomed to fail. And then I'll give myself the excuse that, oh well, I didn't manage to do that this year, I'll do it again next year. And then of course you've got 365 days before you go and reinvent yourself again or try something. So for me, there are lots and lots of different times that you can reinvent your life, that you can decide that something's kind of not working for you. So what I want to talk to you today is about how to do life laundry, how to work out what you're happy with, what you're not happy with, how to work out what's working for you, what's not, and work out sort of where the priorities are for where you need to make some changes. Good morning, Flair. Hope you're okay. I've seen somebody else like and a little thingy go up, but I couldn't see whose face it was. But Flair, I recognise you, and now I've got a little message to say you're there, so hello. Okay, so life laundry. So the first thing to do, get out your pads, get out your journal, get out your diary, whatever it is, and work out what are the categories in my life? What are the different areas that make up the whole of my life? So for me, some examples would be my husband, my children, my home, my business, my friendships, my hobbies, and I always add on me. Because it's so easy to get completely het up with everybody else. It's so easy to help everybody else. It's so easy to think about everybody else that sometimes we forget about ourselves. And certainly in toxic relationships that I've had in the past, the one thing that is the common denominator between them is I've completely lost my sense of identity. I've completely lost who I was. I think I've shared with you before that when I'd split up from my marriage and my son and I had moved in together and I realised that I wasn't really making a life for myself, I decided I would sit and write a list of all the things that made me happy. And it took forever. It took a really long time. Literally, I had that pad open on my dining table for a couple of weeks, and it was really difficult to keep adding to it. But I was adamant that I was going to find what made me happy. I was adamant that I was going to work out what sparks joy so that I could make sure that I had more of that in my life. So me is always a category when I'm working out where my life's at the moment and what I'm doing. So work out those categories. Work out what the main categories are for you. You can have as many or as few as you like. 8, I think, is a good number. 8 is a good number to sort of be keeping an eye on. And then what you do is you go back to each of those individual things and you think, right, okay, on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the most satisfied and 1 being the least, where would I score that right now? Where would I score from 1 to 10 my satisfaction levels with how things are going with that, with how satisfied I feel with that area of my life? That way you can have a look what is the case of, sorry, I just had a message come through and it's completely thrown me. So it's also a case of what is the lowest level that you've got, what is the lowest number that you've got, and where are the higher ones. So where are the ones that actually, they're doing okay on their own. Put those to the bottom of the list for the moment and just look at what the top ones are, the top ones that have got a low score. Why are they low scoring? Where is your dissatisfaction in that area? What is not quite clicking, what's not making you happy, and basically try and work out what the difference is between where you've scored it and what a 10 score would be. And then that way you can look and see, right, okay, so let's say the difficulty is with your partner or your husband. Let's say that satisfaction level is maybe only a 6 or a 7 or something like that, and you really want to kind of up that. Where are the issues? Is there some underlying resentment? Is it that you don't see each other? Is it that there's some disagreement that you've had that you've never come to quite a resolution with it? Work out what it is that you are not happy with. If it is just something that you could sit down and have a conversation about, and sometimes we do have to take a bit of ownership and responsibility. Sometimes we have to say, actually, there's something I need to do here. So for me, in our relationship, we don't get to spend too much time together, but I'm definitely guilty that if we do get to spend some time together of an evening, I might have my laptop in front of me or my phone and be doing work-related things, business-related things, significantly more than, you know, friend-related things. So actually that means that that's probably quite unhealthy. And this is something that I've identified in the last few days, that I'm so desperately trying to do actions that I'm forgetting that there are other things in my life that I kind of need to balance with it. So now when I finish for the evening, the laptop stays upstairs, the phone comes down with me, but if we're having something where we actually need to concentrate on what's on, then I'll just pop my phone in the kitchen so I'm not tempted to keep picking it up. So it could just be things like that, and then you go, right, okay, what do I need to do? What can I influence? What could I make some changes with? And then you're working out sort of how you can level up each of those areas and the action points that you can do as a result of it. Sometimes it's very difficult to work out exactly what the dissatisfaction is. Sometimes it will be really, really easy. If there's a particular... Oh, hello, Claire. No, that's absolutely fine. If you need to go, not a problem at all, but it will be on replay if you want to watch a little bit later. But if you are in a situation where you're really struggling to work out what that dissatisfaction is, then journal it. Sit and write and just let it all come out about where you are struggling, where things are difficult at the moment, and then you'll come to some conclusions from that piece of writing. Ultimately, sometimes there are changes that you might want to make that you really can't do on your own. And if you are in a position where you want to reach out to me and have a chat about how I could help you raise your satisfaction levels in those different areas of your life, then please do. There are lots of different options for working with me at the moment. We've got, if you are generally doing really, really well in business and career, but your personal life's kind of suffering a little bit, I've got a programme that's out at the moment, which is called She is Queen of All Her Worlds. So that's an option for you if you're a business owner or a career professional and you are doing brilliantly at work, but absolutely shocking in your personal relationships, then let me know. That's one option of working with me. The other one, I've got a Christmas special at the moment, which is 5 weeks of one-to-one sessions. So you get one 60-minute one-to-one session each week, and then you get the opportunity to go into a group session as well twice. So one is on gratitude and abundance, not helpful dogs. One is gratitude and abundance, one is self-esteem. So there's some really, really great things from those courses, which I've run before, had really, really great, lovely feedback from those. So that's one option as well. Or you can just pick some ad hocs. You can just say, Sarah, there's this one particular issue at the moment that I need to work on. Can I have a couple of sessions before Christmas just to sort of really nail that? And we can get together, work out what it is. I can talk to you about what we can achieve in those sessions, and you can make an informed decision. Or alternatively, you can just work with me in my Healing Her Toxic Past programme, which is just weekly sessions for between 8 and 13 weeks. Obviously, it can be longer if you want it to be, so that we can work through the problems and difficulties that you're having. But the first step is definitely reaching out to me, letting me know that you want to have a chat. The links are on the page as well for those programs so you can get some more information. I'll put them on this live once we've finished. Reach out to me and see what the situation is. In the meantime, do your life laundry, work out what your compartments are, work out what your scores are for each of those compartments, and work out what your action planning is for each of those particular areas. I would absolutely love to know how you get on with that. So do drop some comments in and let me know how you are doing, if it has been helpful, and if there's areas that you've identified that you can have, because wouldn't it be nice to just deal with those little niggles before Christmas and just have a really, really fantastic break, or have a real plan in mind for the new year about where you want to make changes. Have an amazing, amazing day, guys, and I will speak to you very soon. Fleur, you need some more balance. Right, so whereabouts is that? Is that work-life balance? Is that something that you need to have a little look at? Maybe there's some boundaries that you can put in place to make sure that you are not doing, because actually we sometimes need some time out from it. And it can be very, very, very tempting to keep going, doing these things, but actually we're not doing ourselves any favours. I've actually ended up with a kidney infection at the moment, which I'm absolutely adamant is because I have given myself no rest, no relaxation. I've been worried about various elements going on in my life, and therefore my physical health has said, you're not really paying attention to the brain, so we're going to give you something else that's going to make you just stop. And I'm finding it really difficult at the moment. I'm in quite a lot of pain, and when I went to the doctors this morning to get my antibiotics, they'd gone to the wrong pharmacy, who now haven't got them. It's just been a bit of a nightmare, but hubby is on call to go and get them later, so hopefully I'll start to feel a bit better. But I'm sure that physical symptoms come out when we are not giving ourselves enough R&R. Rest and relaxation is so important. So Fleur, sort out your boundaries, work out where you can give yourself a bit more rest and a bit more time. Lots of love to you all. Speak to you soon.